All right, so this is a day 2 of solving triangles using the laws that we learned. We learned 2 laws for oblique triangles, the law of sines and law of cosines. So this is just a practice on solving the whole triangle. Our goal for today, I can use trigonometry to solve triangles. You can go ahead and pre-rate yourself. And example 1 says, solve the triangle, round sides to the nearest hundredth and angles to the nearest tenth. So first, let's look at this oblique triangle here. I have 3 sides that were given to me. So I have side, side, side. Whenever I have side, 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 I'm using the law of cosines. We do have a rule when solving using the law of cosines with side, 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 and that is you must start by finding the biggest angle first. This is a rule we use because of the order that we do things, so make sure you're following it. So I need to solve for the biggest angle first. The biggest side is 11. That means the biggest angle is C. So I'll be solving for angle C first. If I'm solving for angle C, then I want to start with side C squared. So I'm going to do 11 squared equals 5 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 5 times 7 times the cosine of angle C, which is what we're solving for. If you look at that C, it's tucked in onto that cosine on that right side with a whole bunch of stuff. So we are going to get buckets of numbers so that we can solve this. 3 buckets here. All right, 11 squared is 121. 5 squared plus 7 squared, that's 25 plus 49, which is 74. Minus 2 times 5 times 7 is 70. Cosine of C. Please don't do 74 minus 70. That's not how it works. This is tucked in together, okay? I need to get rid of the 74. So to get rid of that 74, I have to say, how do I get rid of it? I need to subtract the 74 from both sides. That is 47 is equal to negative 70 times the cosine of angle C. Now I can get rid of the negative 70. It's a multiplier in front, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 70. This is gone. So on the left side, I have this fraction. On the right side, I have cosine of C. I still want to get angle C by itself. To get angle C by itself, I can use cosine inverse. Cosine inverse will cancel out that cosine, and then I'll have to cosine inverse this side too. So I'll end up with C equals cosine inverse of 47 over negative 70. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this in my calculator. Cosine inverse 47 divided by negative 70. Hit enter. My calculator is already in degree mode. I already checked. It's 132.2 degrees. Now, that's my final answer, but this is my first answer when solving, and I know I have to use it again. So I'm going to write down 4 decimal places. 132.1774, 1774. Now I'm going to go over to where I'm going to write all my answers. I'm going to write down the rounded answer. C equals 132.2 degrees. So I'll box that because that's going to be my final answer for that angle. All right, now I'm going to add C to my diagram, 132.1774. And now I'm going to find angle A or angle B. It doesn't matter which one. Remember, once I use the law of cosines, I like switching to the law of sines. So now I'm going to switch to the law of sines. I'm going to start with the ratio that I do know. So I know this angle, it's the only angle I know right now, and this is the side opposite. So I'm going to do sine of 132.1774 over 11 is equal to, and now I got to pick an angle to solve for. Angle A or angle B. I'll do angle A next. All right, so angle A would be sine of angle A over its opposite side, which is 5. If I would have done B, it'd been sine of angle B over 7. Cross multiply to solve for angle A. So I have 11 times the sine of angle A is equal to 5 times the sine of 132.1774. Divide both sides by 11. This is gone. On the right side, I have that sine of angle A. I need to get rid of sine. To get rid of sine, we use sine inverse. So I'm going to do A equals, I'll sine inverse both sides. The left one cancels out. On the right, I have sine inverse of 5 sine of 132.1774 divided by 11. All right, now I'm ready to put this in my calculator. I will be able to get a final answer here. Remember, only my first answer I have to write down as 4 decimals. So sine inverse of 5 sine 132.1774, close the parentheses, divided by 11. Hit enter. And I have 19.7 degrees. So now I'm going to add that to my diagram. I'll erase the A I wrote in there and put 19.7. And now I see I only have one angle missing from my triangle. So I'm going to add those two. 132.1774 plus 19.7. And then I'll subtract 180 minus that. 28.1226, which to the nearest tenth is 28.1 degrees. So angle B is 28.1 degrees. So there's my three angles. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. I like these because the triangles are already drawn for me. Solve the triangle round to the nearest hundredth for sides and angles to the nearest tenth. So let's look to see what we have here. We have two sides and the angle is in between. Side, angle, side. So we have SAS, which once again is the law of cosines. With SAS, we do have a rule that we have to follow. There's actually two rules. Rule number one is find the missing side first. So my only missing side is C. I'm going to start with that. After that, I'm going to find my smallest angle next. But let's worry about the side first. So law of cosines, so C squared equals 11 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 11 times 12 times the cosine of 100 degrees. I need to get C by itself. It's almost by itself. All I got to do is square root. And now I'm ready to type this in my calculator. So square root of 11 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 parentheses 11. Oops, that doesn't say 11. Good thing I'm looking. Parentheses 12, cosine of 100. Hit enter. C equals, remember this is my first answer. It's a decimal, so I'm going to write down 4 decimal places. 17.6307. And I'm going to go over to my little answer corner. I'm going to put C equals 17.2 decimal places is 63, and I'll box that. But I'm also going to erase the C that was here and put 17.6307. All right, remember, once I use the law of cosines, I'm done with it. So I'm going to move over to the law of sines. All right, so ratio that I do know is that 100 and that 17.6307. So sine of 100 degrees over 17.6307 is equal to, and then remember the next step that I have to take is I have to find the smallest angle first. So I have two angles left, angle A and angle B. Angle B is across from 11, angle A is across from 12. That means angle B is my smaller angle. So I'm going to do sine, that's him, sine of angle B over 11. Cross multiply and solve for angle B. So 17.6307 times the sine of angle B is equal to 11 times the sine of 100 degrees. Divide both sides by 17.6307 to get rid of that coefficient. It's gone on this side, left-hand side. I just need to get B by itself, so I'm going to use sine inverse. So B equals sine inverse of this right here. I don't like how I circled it because I can't tell that that's an 11. This right here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and type that in my calculator. Sine inverse 11 sine 100, close parentheses, divided by 17.6307, enter. And I got 37.9 degrees. Remember, this is an angle, so I'm rounding to the nearest tenth. So angle B is 37.9 degrees. I'm going to write that in my diagram. And now I can figure out what angle A is. So I have two angles, 100 plus the 37.9, so 137.9, and then 180 minus that. I don't know why I typed that. Minus 137.9. And I get angle A is 42.1 degrees. So angle A, come down here, box this. Angle A is 42.1 degrees. All right, one more for practice, and then you can work on your homework. Solve the triangle, round to the nearest tenth for sides, round to the nearest hundredth for sides, round to the nearest tenth for angles. So here is my diagram. Let's see what I have. Angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side it is. All right, angle, angle, side is, angle, angle, side is law of sines. There's no rules with law of sines. You just start going at it. I like to find the missing angle first, if there's only one, just to get it out of the way. So I'm going to do that. And I might need it right away. So 99 plus 22, 121. 180 minus 121, 59. So angle B is 59 degrees. All right, that's my first answer. B is 59 degrees. Notice it's not a decimal, so guess what? I don't have to worry about this decimal business and writing 4 decimals down. All right, let's do the law of sines, proportion, the ratio that I do know. Sine of 99 over 10. And then a variable that I'm solving for. So once again, no rules. I have side A missing and side B missing. It doesn't matter which one you do first. I'll do side A first. So sine of 22 over A. Cross multiply. A times the sine of 99 is equal to 10 times the sine of 22. Get A by itself by dividing by the sine of 99. So we get A is equal to 10 sine of 22 divided by sine of 99. And I get 3.79. And that is my A value. A is 3.79. All right, now I just need the B value. We only use the law of sines once. We got to use it again. So once again, my proportion. I have to zoom in this one so I don't have to write so small. The ratio that I do know, which is the sine of 99 over 10. And then we already found A. A was 3.79, yeah. And we just need B. So here's B right here, sine of 59 over B. Cross multiply and solve for B. B times the sine of 99 is equal to 10 times the sine of 59. Divide by sine of 99. So I have 10 sine 59, close the parentheses, divided by sine of 99. Hit enter. This will give me side B. And I get side B is 8.68 because there's a 7 on the screen, but an 8 next to it. So move it on up. All right, that's it for day 2 of solving triangles using the law of sine.